All right, so why don't we go started? Why don't we get started now? I just want to talking about that giving away an ebook. Those of you who are interested, all you have to do, go on my Telegram, Aries Trading, and then there's a pinned post here giving away my ebook for Christmas. All you have to do is just follow the things here. It will take you a minute to do, and just private message me after on Telegram. That's all you have to do. Okay, that's all you have to do. So. Any question, let me know. And if not, I will get started. It's 11 o'clock, 23 o'clock GMT, sorry. So looking forward for this week, last week of December, last week of 2020. So quickly go over just the positions I'm in. So I'm in CAD Yen, those of you guys know from the top here. And I look for scaling entry here, which is how I got in this on the 24th. I can't remember. I look at the market here. I like the structure that we're forming. We had this impulse out of the overall higher time frame channel and this lower time frame ascending channel, and we're seeing this continuation structure building. And I like lower time frame, just this potential, this ascending channel on lower time frame. So potentially completing this channel here. So just look for a continuation out from this overall structure, and look to target the previous low. I will make a trade recap video going more detail on this. I just haven't had the time to do on the weekend yet, but I'll make it after the stream. So if you're interested about the setup, I will explain there. Second trade, Aussie Kiwi. Aussie Kiwi still in, still running about 4.5 to 1, I think. It's forming this ascending channel, so I already moved my stop loss to 3 to 1 profit, so 3% here. Like to see price just continue consolidating and just break above this previous high and then continue forward. And that's always my plan to scale in the second trade here for much more bigger upside. But if price just drop down from this channel here, from this reversal structure potentially, then I'll just take me out for 3%. I'm happy with either way. Okay, so those are the two trades I'm in, or the two pair positions I'm in. Let's go on, talk about what I'm looking for this week. Any questions, anything, guys, just let me know. We'll just continue. Let's go over. Let's talk about commodities first. Okay, I just want to jump on commodities first. I do like sugar is probably one of the one I'm watching out for the most this week. Video quality is bad. Is this the same for everyone else? Can you guys give me a? Is it bad for everyone in terms of video quality? Or is it blurry for everyone? Or let me know. It is on high resolution, in my opinion. I'm pretty sure I said it pretty good. I think it's okay for others. Hopefully it's okay. So maybe refresh the page on TradingView. Sometimes TradingView it's a little bit slow, right? So anyways, sugar is the one I'm looking for this week. I like how we pretty much move up very impulsively and correctively in this kind of format. It's very good that we're almost at the top now, so pretty much we rebound back all this price from the COVID time. So we can see previous few setup, after the impulse kind of phrase, we see correction, we impulse up, correction again, and we have a larger impulse. So this can be that next correction that we have seen in the past, and we see the continuation afterwards. So I do like this setup that's potentially shaping up. I want to see is a lower time frame correction here, just to see what will happen in this area here. Is it going to form a continuation, and we're just going to continue the price up all the way to the previous top, and then just kind of break above that and then continue upwards, or we're going to see potential kind of reversal this area. I do think there's enough risk reward here to justify a trade. I like the correction that we're in. It's deep, it's channel. It looks like it's a continuation from all this move, and looking for the upside afterwards. Okay, so that's why I see on sugar. One of my go-to ones for this week. Certainly, I like the overall price action. I do see the potential pushing upside more and more from this point forward. But again, confirmation, just waiting for a little bit more development here. This can just come down here and then start dropping down and then falls into a deeper correction and then still go afterwards. So I won't jump into something that's not enough confirmation for me. So sugar, I'm looking at sugar for potential sell here. Looking for sugar for potential, not sugar, sorry, silver potential sell. I like the overall kind of higher time frame structure that's in. We pushed down from this previous kind of price action. We pushed down very impulsively. So largely, we're going to see a larger correction in the making. So I like how price form a few swing highs and few swing lows. That's how I always classify as a structure, as a correction. Third span, we break to the top and we kind of just reverse impulse down. It's a very good indication of change in momentum. And if we go down to lower time frame here, so we break up, we break down, and then this could be the first entry. I think I talked about this in the last week's stream. Didn't catch this. Didn't see that to be all the correction we see. If we zoom out here, the previous time when we see correction, we see a deeper kind of correction in the making. Right, we see the deeper correction in the making before the drop, and I didn't at the time I didn't see this structure here was enough to justify that potential sell opportunity down to the previous low again. But as the price continue to develop, like what we're seeing now here, that could be something that will be coming up for this week. You know, similar kind of structure, similar kind of correction, similar kind of length in that sense, right? So looking to see what will happen here. Is it going to just continue to develop here, develop some sort of flag, some sort of channel? Don't jump into it, wait for a completion of this structure here, something like this, and then look for the downside afterwards. Okay, so that's certainly one I'm looking at for this week as well. I do like the potential, just to the lows of the higher time frame structure. Certainly going to give you, 4-to-1 or something like that minimum to the lows, judging by your stop loss and all that. Definitely see that if we impulsively break out of this higher time frame channel, higher time frame parallel channel, and then continuation afterwards, certainly going to be a good trade as well. Okay, so that's kind of what I see on silver for now. Just liking this overall latest piece of price action. Looking very keen for the downside. I just can't see how, if we get this confirmation correction here, and I do see at least pushing down to the previous low here. Okay. Aussie CAD. Yeah, I'll talk about Aussie CAD after. Okay, so that's silver. Talk about gold really quick. So we know gold has been kind of climbing up. You can see that when we dropped below this previous low here, and kind of we're seeing if we're going to see continuation, is it going to just continue lower? Instead, it pretty much just made a reversal impulse, right? We had this impulse down and then pretty much reversal impulse up. So pretty much you have a change of momentum, change of direction here, and then you see continuation, you push up. Potentially it's at the top of this area again. Is it going to break out? Is it going to become a full-on kind of bullish momentum? It's time will tell. I don't think this is a time or area to just jump in right away yet, because on a higher time frame here, is the structure finished? It's very hard to tell. You can just see price break up a little and then just start going down again because structure isn't finished. We understand correction can evolve and can last longer than what we expect it to be. And at the end of the day, when the correction finishes, you'll see after the actual breakout afterwards. But nothing is certain yet, right? Nothing is certain yet. This can just be a lower time frame correction. We kind of push up, forming ascending channel, and then we start dropping down once more. Okay, so don't jump in the gun yet for this one. In my opinion, this move from the lower time frame is looking pretty impulsively, but are we just going to continue break out like this? without any further correction? To me, I don't think so. I want to see something like this as a correction to confirm, right? You see the impulse down and you see a correction, and that's why price continue forward. These ones still as long as it's still within this overall higher time frame structure, you can just bounce up here and then start going down, and you don't want to get trapped in this area, looking for the buy. I think the key here is just be a little bit more patient, waiting for a little bit more development here. If we're going to break above, wait for more correction to confirm your buy here. If not, looking for to see what the price will do here. Is it going to form reversal price action here? Then, like I said, we might see that one more push down from this point forward, because this higher time frame structure isn't finished. We're still making one more push to the downside, and then potentially completing the structure below, and then continue upwards from this point forward. Okay, so all between silver and gold, I prefer silver much, much more. It's much cleaner for that continuation sell here. Okay, so that's silver, everyone. Do I follow moving average? No, I don't. I don't use the indicators. So just looking at the price as how it is. So Euro, Kiwi, yeah, I'll go over those. Don't worry. So that's commodities, guys. So why don't we jump into currency here? Let's jump into all the forex currency and take a look what's going on. So DXY, someone asked about DXY. So my approach is the same with the dollar. We're still in this overall kind of potential reversal structure. This is kind of what I'm seeing as it corrects itself more and more and more. Okay, this doesn't seem like a continuation as of now. Okay, so I'll be waiting to see what will happen here for the dollar. Are we just going to consolidate here a little bit longer and then potentially have a bullish move off from this point forward? Because we dropped down from this higher time frame structure, from previous impulse all the way from the top, right? Impulse, correction, impulse, larger correction. We have another impulse down. And is this a continuation? It's not looking like this, where the continuation is more of ascending structure and then continue down. This is more as a reversal correction, because it's pushing down slowly and slowly. It's building on momentum for a potential push. Okay, so that's my approach on it. It's nothing as of now, but waiting for a little bit more development for the dollar here. Okay, because we have to understand from the higher time frame that I made a post about this earlier last week or so about the dollar, is that we could just potentially see more bearish on the dollar, right? And that just have to be, you have to be neutral on this. You can't be, let's say, married to analysis thinking it's going to reverse and then just not taking care of what all the technical analysis are telling you. So this is where we are at now, right? This is the previous low now. So what is the price going to do after the correction? We're usually going to see a stronger impulse down anyways. So keep in mind that this can just start breaking down lower and lower and lower, and then is it potentially breaking before the previous low and then full on become a bearish trend, and we're just moving down more and more and more, right? So that's have to take into higher time frame consideration. When you think about trade, multi-time frame analysis is very important. Higher time frame is always going to weigh heavier more on than lower time frames, price action or structure, things like that, right? Because higher time frame is going to give you the heavier momentum, heavier outlook on the potential pair. So let's talk about Aussie dollar here. Is my analysis called wave theory? No, just price action analysis. Really simple. I don't need any indicator things. Just a simple way of looking at the market. So let's look at Aussie dollar here. So remember last week I talked about what I want to see in this overall area is a potential reversal head and shoulder structure. We had this left shoulder, we pushed up, but instead of continue going upwards, we had this reversal impulse, and looking like this piece is rather corrective. Can we form some sort of head and shoulder like this and then continue dropping down? That's kind of one way of my approach if I'm looking for a position like this. Other than that, I'm just happy to be on the sideline waiting for more development on Aussie dollar. Because we already kind of break out from this previous ascending channel, and again, talking about being more neutral and understanding, don't get married to analysis, is keeping an open mind on what the price is going to do. I see one possibility of the short. I talk about a potential head and shoulder, and we start dropping down like this. Or you have to see it on higher time frame. If this is a one big impulsive move breaking before above previous high area, and if we're going to get a continuation correction here, a larger, deeper one, then looking for the buy is obviously optimum as well. Okay, so we don't have to guess, we don't have to make a decision. It's just be on the sideline waiting for further development here. Okay. So Kiwi dollar here. So Kiwi dollar, I do still see a bias of sell if we get a little bit more development here on the lower time frame. From a higher time frame perspective, we talk about overall prices in this overall an expanding structure. We have been correctively so far in this overall larger correction. And this last piece that price has been consolidating have been really a long time, almost 2 months, right? So in my opinion, this can still be that reversal ascending channel on a higher time frame. We did have a pretty strong impulse here on the low time frame down. So looking to see what it will do in this area. Is the price going to form the current correction here and then just start dropping down later, or this is going to push up more and more, and then potentially this is no longer a correction here? We're just going to see a potential double top here, or are we just going to see continue breaking up here? But as long as we're still moving correctively in this area, I still see a potential sell if we get the price action, if we still see, strong bearish momentum like this. Okay, because we have been in a very big consolidation here since the beginning of this move here. Okay, and ever since this move here, we have not been seeing too much movement. It's just kind of moving up sideways. It's moving up, but in a very corrective fashion, right? It's not impulsive like this. It's not impulsive like this, right? So that's why I always leave into a higher time frame perspective. If all this is just a big correction that we're seeing, then waiting for reversal price action, it would be nice for the better risk reward sell. That's kind of how I see it. So let's look at euro dollar here. So euro dollar, very similar to dollar index, of course. It's just inverse related. So we see price break up very impulsively from previous high, and I mentioned about once it break out previous high, don't just jump into certain trade. Look for a confirmation. Look for a continuation correction if that's going to be happen. So far, to me, this is rather corrective. This is rather pretty swinging, very consolidated price action. It's not like the usual kind of continuation correction that we're going to see. That's going to be rather equally amount, and it's going to be a pure consolidation. But it's very clear that it's going to be the continuation upwards. Okay, it's not like that we're seeing more of a reversal structure here. That's why I'm not going to be speculating too much here. I think this structure here could finish here, or can it just stretch on for a little bit longer? So don't need to kind of jump into these. But if this is going to be a reversal price action, then waiting for the strong breakout here and then followed by correction would be better. Because we broke the previous high, but we go on pretty correctively, this is always a sign that we can see this type of reversal price action in the upcoming week or so, and then we're going to see the strong move on that afterwards. Okay, so my take on euro dollar, not looking for buy at this point, higher time frame. We push up here, but I don't like the current price action here on the lower time frame. It's not showing me clear kind of move continually upwards, rather than seeing this is kind of what I'm seeing currently. We break up from this correction, but again, reversal on the lower time frame here. So pound dollar. Some of you guys asked about pound dollar. I'm not really interested in pound dollar, and I kind of explained this last week because all this kind of price action in the latest kind of last few kind of weeks, right? It's a little bit too consolidated. It's a little bit too swingy. A lot to do with pound news, of course. There was a potential setup I talked about last week. We had this ascending channel. We pushed down. There was a potential correction building here. I think that was getting close to market close or whatever. I was waiting for a larger correction to potentially look for a sell, but just didn't happen. Didn't end up catching this. push down, and then just kind of have this reversal push up. I would have get tagged out anyway for break even, so it doesn't matter to me. And I just didn't like how we just push up all the way to this. The only time I see these will work out is if this is going to be a double top here, and then this can be an M style pattern. But to me, an M style pattern wouldn't drop all the way to the previous low based on kind of my back testing. Whereas I see an M style pattern would be something like this, right? A double top, and then price push up, push down once more, and then correctly move up one more time, and then drop down like this. That really doesn't look like to me, at least. So not interesting for anything here. I know probably most of you guys are looking for a sell. The only thing I see is just a double top in this area. I don't really see much out of it. Of course, you have kind of the higher time frame in your favor. We understand we have been in this larger correction, right? We push down, we pretty much correct all the way to the previous top. We're breaking the previous top, so that can be a higher time frame top. And then prices obviously stalling in this area, so potential reversal could come, but it's really not in my liking when I see previous price action like this. I don't want to see all this kind of erratic kind of price action, obviously. So that's why I take on pound dollar. But if we continuously push down all of the structure impulsively and then a larger, deeper correction form outside of this higher time frame structure, then certainly I would be interested because the potential risk reward to the downside. Okay, so it's just how your perspective on it, because I'm uh, personally, I'm just waiting for a little bit more confirmation. I'm fine not catching this trade. Right? There's opportunity everywhere. I'm fine not catching a trade like this, but I will be catching a trade like this. Euro Kiwi haven't been touched. Glorious Forex. I'm going slowly from here. So let's look at dollar CAD. Dollar CAD here is my preferred dollar going into this week. Actually has a little bit more price action structures here. We know we were in this higher time frame structure. We pushed down, and supposedly we were supposed to see a continuation and continue the CAD strength. But instead, we kind of had this kind of descending channel, so a reversal structure. We bullish push up and potentially forming a continuation here. And that's why this is something I will keep an eye on. I do like a potential move from here if it can form. If not, waiting for a deeper correction, right? Because this structure could be not finished here, could be continue forming a little bit longer, deeper correction. Then you don't want to get trapped in the consolidation here. I rather wait for a little bit strong momentum to break out and then followed by lower time frame correction. I think that would be much nicer for the potential, right? Zoom on the higher time frame, because we pushed down so much already, we pushed out of the structure here, and potentially this is just a little bit of pullback from the price, and then price can continue lower and more and more and more. So I don't want to just jump into anything. I want to be a little bit more careful in this sense. Okay. I have to go through all the currency pairs, Sean, and I'll jump into crypto. So it's gonna be a little bit later. Okay. So dollar Swiss, very similar like dollar CAD. We had this larger structure. We pushed down, but there was no continuation. This to me is a reversal structure, reversal correction. So it's a descending channel. We're slowly pushing up. Well, just to see what price will do at this high, because we can just push up here and then forming a larger structure before going down. So ideally is to wait for a little bit more breakout and then continue upwards from this point. Okay, so don't jump into something like this. I'd rather wait for a little bit more development here. Okay. So let's continue. So dollar, Singapore dollar. I talk about this for a while. As long as price is within this overall correction, my bias is the same. I'm still looking for a reversal from this price action because this is a reversal structure. We see these kind of channels all the time. We see these kind of correction, these kind of price action all the time in the past, right? We see them, and then we just have to understand when they happen, you want to be able to capture something like this. Okay, so we see price action repeat over and over again. We just have to understand. We don't know when the correction will finish, but we have a very good understanding of them. And when they do play out, when they do have that reversal, it's going to be very fast and very strong, right? So that's the same as I'm seeing here. Same as here. If I say it's the same kind of structure here, we did have that push up. We just didn't have that continuation to push forward. Instead, we're just more dropping down here. But same idea here as what we're seeing. Right? I want to see that confirmation breakout, confirmation continuation correction, and just full on become a bullish trend, a bullish reversal move from the price. Sorry. So that's kind of why I see this. Still my preferred one to look for, but just waiting for a little bit more development, right? We don't have to be rushed, right? If it's going to complete the reverse from this point, you're going to see that potential move, and you can always get in a good position in this area, right? So we don't have to get trapped while prices in this area because it's likely to just move around, which it has been all this previous time. That's how correction moves. It's always going to be very corrective. Okay, so keep in mind of that, right, guys? Aussie Kiwi went over this earlier. Still see the higher time frame very good. If this is the impulse out, if we see a correction, then we can potentially push up more up. Just seeing the first target that's around this here, just the previous top. Looking to see if we're just going to get more confirmation bullish move. Right now, this to me is more of a reversal, so more of a ascending channel, a potential bearish price action. So that's why I'm happy to just move my stop here. Happy if it's going to take me out, or happy to just go on continuously, right? So as long as you have a plan, you stick to it, you won't get emotional on the result. Cat Yen mentioned this one as well. Higher time frame, clean double top, and then price had this ascending kind of structure. We pushed down on the lower time frame, so I'm looking for a scaling entry here. So everything is good. I'm happy to take this trade if it's going to be a loss. I already moved my first trade to 1%. So either way, I'll just be at break even and happy with that result. Sometimes you're going to have a break even here. Sometimes you're going to capture more than 10%, right? So it's all about perspective, guys, and that's kind of how my approach to trading. Never let the result uh, affect you. Okay, so it's all about how you enter. Did you stick to your plan, um, and did you stick to your management on it as well? You're very generous on how you show your way of trading. I want to thank you. I appreciate that. Um, you're welcome to find more information on my channel and YouTube and things like that. That's where I post all my education stuff. So you're free to check out my YouTube. That's where I do my all my analysis, all my education stuff. It's all in playlists. So you can watch price action, trading psychology, things like that. Or you can just I post all of them in the channel on my Telegram channel, so it's all accessible. Okay. Euro Swiss, yes, I will go over that. Oh, did I miss Aussie Cat? Someone asked about Aussie Cat, right? I'm sorry. Someone asked about Aussie Cat. Yes, I'm sorry. Um, this is what I see in Aussie Cat. Not too interesting, but I do see a potential of this. We had this expanding structure where I mentioned about when I see expanding structure at the top, I usually will want to see a reversal to push down, but not in this case. And price continuing to push up, but it's potentially forming an ascending channel here. Okay, so price can just continue kind of correct itself, but for me, if looking for some sort of bias, is waiting for a potential bearish reversal, right? This structure continue to correct and then just waiting for a push down and then continuation to push down to the lows here. That's the only my approach at this one. Other than that, happy to let this one go. So that's Aussie CAD. Sorry if I missed that. So we talk about, let's go about Swiss yen. So are you in two position CAD yen? Yes, I am. So that is scaling entry I did. So Swiss yen, talk about this. We had this potential structure completion here. So it's an expanding kind of structure. We had this previous top. We got to the previous top pretty correctively in ascending channel and lower time frame push down. So when I look back at this, I do think this could be a valid entry, but I didn't like all this price afterwards. I think I talked about this last week as well. Someone did ask me to go over this one. I do see the potential. This can just trickles down like this slowly in this format. But I just didn't like that we didn't have the impulsive phrase that I was expecting to see. Okay. Let's continue. So this is Euro Yen. So what I see on Euro Yen, the way how I see a potential entry that will be my liking is if price can just continue push up correctively to the previous top. So a kind of a double top area, we have this expanding structure I talk about. We're at the top of the overall price action. If this is going to be a reversal, then I want to see kind of reversal price action to confirm the price for me. Okay, so I want to see kind of price, push up to the top and then kind of just move down from it, and then first touchdown would be nice, or you want to see price just break out from this expanding structure and then push down lower. That's also fine too. I think because I've been seeing this correction for a long time already, uh, pretty much for over a month now, right? This is since December 1st. So pretty much almost a month of this consolidation. So price cannot sustain like this indefinitely. We're usually going to see that impulsive move from the market, whether upside or downside. But as you correct and correct more and the more I'm seeing this can just be that expanding reversal structure, and we can potentially push down from this afterwards. So happy to see what will happen in the upcoming days or week. Are we going to get this kind of move, or are we just going to trickles down and push down like this moving forward? So that's what I see on this one. Waiting for a little bit more development, but I do like the price action on the higher time frame as well. We're just kind of waiting for this area, right? This can be the M style pattern I talk about that has a double top, has a correction structure in the middle. We push up here, and this can be a reversal kind of on the lower time frame, and then push down from this point forward. That's Euro Yen. Go over Pound Yen. English subtitle. You mean on YouTube and stuff? So let's go over pound yen. So I like pound yen that we're in this potential kind of a parallel channel now, so it could be a larger kind of correctional structure for all this move. And we're pretty much approaching to the previous top now. So happy to see what the price will do in this latest bit of price action. Are we going to get kind of corrective structure here, like a ascending channel, moving the price up? Then that'll be interesting to look for a sell for this because we're at the top of the overall price action. The risk reward is great, just even to the bottom, but potentially you're waiting to see if price can break out, right? Um, Other opportunity can just, same thing with Euro Yen, we just push up, but then push down afterwards and continue. So I'll be looking for reversal price action, the bearish kind of price action in this area. Okay. Obviously, if it just continue move up like this, then not interesting, right? Not looking for a trade. I would pay attention to see what the price would do at the previous top, though, if it's going to form a double top and then reversal up downwards. Okay, so that's my approach for pound yen this week. Excuse me. Let's continue. Someone asked about Euro Swiss. Yeah. I don't really trade Euro Swiss, but let's take a look. I don't think I've really traded Euro Swiss much, or um, That's how I can't even remember if I ever traded because it's so early. Um, but this is kind of what I see on the kind of current price action is we're potentially seeing this as a double bottom area. So price push up and then just correct if we move down to that previous low. And then we did have a push on, but all this kind of price action here is somewhat consolidated. Um, you can see that potentially we're having a double top here. Prices kind of reacting to this area. You don't see the price just break out of this previous high, and this can just be a structure that's making. It's too early to tell if this is going to be a continuation or just moving up, or this is just all a reversal kind of phrase, and we just push down afterwards. It's not too clear to me, and that's why not really interested in buying or selling at this point. I would prefer to see a breakout from here and then continue because from a higher time frame perspective, it does make sense to have a double bottom and then we just have a larger kind of consolidation period and then we just push up from that point forward. Okay, so that is one possible, and that's the scenario I would like to see because I do see the potential on the risk reward for the bullish move. Okay. ETH, yeah, I'll go over crypto eventually. So I'm making it over there, almost finishing the forex stuff here. So, but I'll get to crypto. So that's Euro Swiss. I think someone asked about Euro Kiwi, right? Yes, Euro Kiwi. So this is what I see on higher time frame, and it's important, like I said, is to have a neutral perspective on what we're seeing. Right? Don't always have to be like, okay, I see it is a buy, and then I'm only going to see buy potential, and then not looking at the overall what the price is doing. Okay, so this is kind of what I'm seeing now is we had this kind of higher time frame structure, and kind of ignore this all part. This is from COVID. Obviously, we had a push up, and then we have pretty much a reversal push down from the price. At least larger correction, moving the price away, and latest price action. So we have an impulse, correction, impulse. And we're just at the bottom of this overall kind of structure now. And looks like what it's doing here, just solely on the higher time frame, that if this is an impulsive move, this is could be a corrective structure. And if this correction finishes, whatever it does, we could potentially see more downside. Okay, and that's kind of one way of seeing this right now. And the higher time frame does have to say it's going to weigh heavier on, but you understand that price can just correct longer and longer before the move, just like this previous kind of correction where we had a few swing highs already, but price just didn't manage to break down from this correction until the last push up, and then we had that kind of bearish impulse on the higher time frame. So same thing can be happening here. They can just kind of move up and move down and move up and move down, and then potentially move down once the correction finishes. Okay, so um, that's kind of my take on it. So let's go down to kind of the lower time frame. Remember, I had a few trades here on the buy. I was able to capture a little bit of profit, um, but the price just didn't continue after this correction, which I was looking at could be a continuation. Even when price was this, when I mentioned this could be a continuation buy, but just didn't work out this time. Price is stalling this, even though we have this correction, we push up, but then it seems like we're just pushing down once more. Okay, so from the higher time frame perspective, we have to see a potential structure like this that's in the making, and we could just see a continuation from all this move, and we eventually see the price move down from this moving down more and more and more. If we notice from previous correction, uh, there's a few sales I managed to get in as well. If you guys recall from the Telegram, there's a few sales I got in. This was the first sell. This was the second sell as well. And like I said, it just didn't work out. It didn't, break below the structure. But the third one that I managed to enter here was able to capture some profit to the low. I didn't capture all this move, but I was managed to capture this, which is good enough for me. Okay, so that's how I see a Euro Kiwi. Just consider what I see on the high time frame, that this can be a bearish move, that we can potentially see more downside. Uh, and then for the lower time frame here, we had this impulse correction. I was kind of seeing if we can continue the bullish move. but instead we're just kind of trickling down here. So not much thoughts here, just see what the price will do if we kind of hit this low. Is this going to be a structure like this, and then we can potentially move up, or we're just going to see more downside from this point forward. Okay, so that's what I see on Euro Kiwi here. So let's continue. Kiwi cat here. You guys remember I had a position here. I was able to get profit. I took a loss here because I was looking at this structure as a continuation structure to push the price down, and I was happy to enter this trade, but got pegged in here because of the spread. But nevertheless, still took a loss here. This is where the price is at now, right? We kind of move up in this kind of ascending channel formation. We're at the previous top now, so previous swing high top. Price is rather corrective, so I like this kind of price action. If we zoom out here, this can be that M style pattern I talk about. We had a double top here potentially, and then we had a structure here. So this could be a reversal move that's coming into the market. Okay, so that's why I see on this one. I want to see a little bit more development though. This is nothing confirmed yet. This can just correct itself a little bit longer. I do want to see a little bit more confirmation for the price. Is this going to break down and then continue with a continuation on the lower time frame, or let it correct itself a little bit longer and then wait for the same move to happen? Okay. So that's Kiwi cat. Kiwi Swiss, I want to go over because it's very similar like Euro Kiwi, but I do see a somewhat potential here. We had this period of consolidation, we pushed down, and this was the first correction, and then potential sell. But price began to make a larger, kind of deeper correction, even pushing to the previous top. And I liked the structure at the time. I was thinking about this setup, but I just didn't end up taking or anything. But this was a nice structure that we're making. We had 3 swing tops, 2 swing highs, and then we had this ascending channel moving up, and then we pushed down like this. But then we see this overall kind of price action, and we just pushed down once more. That's all fine, but we're seeing a potential double top here, okay, and this could be a first sign of reversal potentially. Okay, we just disregard what we just see here, and then just kind of looking at what the price it is. Is this overall something a larger kind of expanding structure we're looking at? Something like this. We're just seeing an expanding structure. We're hitting the double top of the overall price action. We could potentially see the move down. That's a possibility as well. Okay. So that's my take on Kiwi Swiss. Any question on these? Yeah, but just remember this is the last week of the month, last week of the year. So just be careful on trading. Sometimes you might see something move a little bit more erratic, something like that. So that's all the currency pair I'm looking at for this week. Let's go over some indices. I want to go over indices. I'll finish crypto last. Okay. Let's go over some indices I want to talk about because I still see a lot of potential in them, and I want to go over them from a price action point of view. Of course, just we're still in this consolidation, right? We're still in this consolidation. Price is still correcting itself in this area, and that's why I can still hold a sell bias as long as this correction holds, right? And to my understanding, to my knowledge, as long as this correction stands, as long as it corrects itself, the more probable we're going to see a reversal from this. Okay, this is not looking like a continuation correction. Right, we see continuation correction in something like this. We're very fast, and afterwards the next impulse happen. Right, this is a continuation. This is a continuation correction. Okay, we're not seeing the same thing. This is just a larger kind of consolidation period where price is just rather very corrective in this area. Right, we can still see a potential sell-off in this. Right, we're just seeing a development here. This can just drag on as long as it wants, but when the correction finish, the bearish move is just much more more rewarding in that sense. So just waiting for a little bit more development here, guys. We don't need to rush, right? We don't want to get trapped in this consolidation correction. This is a lot of traders lose money because they're a little bit in fear. They don't want the trade to take off without them, and they end up just getting trapped. Why do you think this price is consolidating? Because there's a lot of buyers and sellers. It's just they're fighting, right? And that's why price is moving up and down erratically, and they're just tagging a lot of traders out in this area. Wait for this correction to finish, and you have a confirmation. You want to be in the impulsive phase of the market. You don't want to get trapped in the consolidation phase, which is this right now. Okay, I'm happy to let that drop. And then if I see a lower time frame correction, I'll still enter the trade because I want to be in the impulsive phase. Right, the price is moving, it's fast. I'm likely to enter and I'm likely to hurt profit, and I can manage to if I want to hold the trades or exit the trade for profit. Okay. Can you repeat Aussie cat? Yeah, I can repeat Aussie cat quickly. So Aussie cat wasn't really my interesting because price break above this kind of expanding structure where I want to see a lower time frame reversal. Did that happen? But I like how we're kind of in this ascending channel now. So you can see that we're in this ascending channel and price is reacting to it if we just adjust the structure now. Right? If we just adjust the structure a little bit based on the most current price action, then this becomes ascending channel, or you want to call it a rising wedge. Whatever it is a reversal structure in the making. Can we just correct itself more and then just have that strong bearish push down? And then a continuation sell entry here. And then we're just potentially pushing down to the lows of this structure. Okay, but nothing is certain yet. That's why I'm happy to just be on the sideline for this. I'm not too interested because it breakout, but because I'm seeing a reversal here, I would be keeping an eye on this. Okay. So S&P 500, same idea. We're in this larger kind of correctional period. Price is just at the top of its structure now, right? We're just not moving. You can see price is just not moving much. Again, very similar like US 30 or Dow Jones. This is just corrective price action. There's no entries here for us to take. There's no need to get jumped into FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. Don't get trapped in that, right? Wait for a little bit more development. Is it developing? Yeah, I think this is developing. It's also developing like a continuation. It's the same kind of correction we've been seeing over and over and again. It just varying sizes, varying different time frame. But we're seeing the same thing here, right? So don't get trapped here. You see the price break down massively, but was there a continuation for you to get in? No, there wasn't, right? So don't get trapped here. Don't get trapped with FOMO. You got trapped here and you're just gonna get reversed out. You got pegged out, right? So wait for a little bit more confirmation. Wait for this to completely break down. If it's going to continue, wait for actual lower time frame correction to push the price down. Okay, that's how you want to capture these is you don't want to get trapped while prices in this area. You can see this, it's not moving too much. What it is exactly what I mentioned. It's just trapping a lot of buyers and sellers in this. And once all this corrected period is over, we're just likely to get to see the impulsive move. And I personally just always see this as a bearish kind of reversal move that's going to give you much more risk reward. You want to be in the impulsive phase of the market, right? We don't want to be in the consolidation phase. That's what I always say. So Singapore 30, so Singapore's in this. I mentioned this in one of my double top, double bottom video. I like when I see price action like this, right? We had a sharp impulse down, just clear an impulsive phase of the market, and we begin this larger consolidation period. We had this kind of swing high top, so this can justify as a double top, and we have this bottoms here, so this can justify as a structure now. And we see this really strong impulsive move up. And then was there a continuation to break out? No, it's not. We then see a lower time frame impulse and potentially a lower time frame continuation correction. If this correction finishes, we really likely to see that reversal to push the price all the way down. And if that's all the correction we're going to need for this impulse, then we can potentially just break off from this point forward. Okay, so I like these kind of setup because the risk reward is great, right? The risk reward is always what you need to consider when you're entering a trade. You don't want to blind enter your trade without thinking where your stop loss and your target will be, right? You want to see a potential where your price could go, and then a potential second target if price continue going down that direction. Went over about pound yen already, so those are already gone over. I will go over a little bit after I finish the indices. Uh, So what I see on Nasdaq, it's the same as what I see on the other two, right? We're seeing the same as S&P, and we're seeing the same on Dow Jones. We're at the top of the correction now, which is good. Okay. Again, price is corrective. This is not a impulsive phrase. This is just all corrected. This is impulsive phrase, right? This is impulsive phrase. The way how we move up was impulsive, right? But all this was not. This is just all corrective price action, right? So you have to understand when price start doing this, that's giving us a little bit of hint or a signal, so to speak, is that we're not likely to, move around much. We're likely to just being stuck in this kind of consolidation until one side of momentum is all complete, and then we're just going to see a strong reversal, or we're just going to see a strong breakout, right? So, but the point is, you don't need to guess, right? You don't need to guess. You don't need to be like, I need to make a decision now whether I'm going to sell this or buy this. You don't need to, right? You can have a bias on it, but your bias should change if the price action gives you something otherwise, right? So personally, I'm still seeing this as a potential bias for the sell, right? We're top of the overall price action. We're all in this corrective price action. We're just not getting anywhere. When will this kind of consolidation period end? Can we just see more impulsive bearish move and then followed by correction and move down afterwards? And therefore completing this larger structure here. All this move is just not impulsive. This is just sideways consolidation price. Yes, you're slowly moving up, but you're just moving up correctively, right? We have seen indices move up and move down like this every time. When you see all this consolidated price action, it follows by a bearish sell-off, right? Okay, so that's what I see on Nasdaq. I'm not sure about what a confirmation is. Is it when support resistance trend breakout on a longer trend or just one of them? No, because I don't trade support resistance evergreen. Um, Confirmation just means that when you see price action gives you more, it shows you more, right? It gives you more, it gives you more confluence. You're seeing more bullish activities. You're seeing different bullish move on different time frames. You're seeing different price action that gives you a good bias for a bullish buy, right? You're just stacking confluence on top of confluence. Like you're not just gonna go to a 5 minute chart and then okay, I'm gonna look for enter like this and then hope that it will work out. But you don't consider, let's say, the higher time frame it's doing. You don't consider what the 1 hour or the 4 hour is doing. You don't understand. I mean, you don't consider the trend. That's kind of what I meant by confirmation. My confirmation would be adding up confluences in different time frames, price action, and things like that. Okay. So that is all the indices I'm going over. Okay, I will jump into these ones. Again, I talk about this every week. So the European indices, they're still where they should be. Right? Consolidation period, potential double top we could be reaching at. Okay, this is German 30. Uh, we can still see that bearish move on the market. Okay, with this correction over. All right. So that's German for 30. This is Euro 50. Same idea. We're forming this potential kind of correctional period. We're in this larger expanding structure, potential double top area that price is stalling. Last one, France 40. Potential swing high area. Price is just stalling here as well. So all these can work out for potential sell. Just not ready. I just want to see a little bit more development from the price. I like that we're in this larger expanding structure. So price is in this last bit of price action, it's very corrective. All right, so that is German 30 and all the other indices. Okay, so I will go over a couple things you guys asked, a couple of forex pair, and I'll jump into crypto last. Okay, so bear with me here. Um, what did you guys ask? Swiss yen. Went over Swiss yen. I like the price action, but just like I mentioned earlier, is that this bit of price action is a little bit choppy, a little bit more corrective. I don't really like that. I could argue this was the first kind of entry sell for a sell, but I didn't like the overall price action on the lower time frame here. But higher time frame, I do like that we're in this kind of expanding structure. We had few swing highs and few swing lows, so this can classify as a structure. We're at the top now, so we can just kind of move down or triggerly move down correctively to the lows. Okay, so that's why I say on Swiss yen. Pound yen, talk about this as well, like that we're in this kind of parallel channel structure. So my take will be seeing if we're going to see a corrective price action here, and then forming the ascending channel or so any kind of reversal structure, right? Could be a head and shoulder, could be a wedge or whatever it's going to form, and then looking for confirmation on the lower time frame to get in. Liking the overall price action, it's very clean that we see pound yen move down, larger structure, push down, larger structure again, potentially push down once more. Okay, so that's what I see on pound yen. Uh, Aussie Yen not too interested. I can see a potential double top here, but I also see that this can be something like this, like a continuation structure. There still can be a reversal structure, don't get me wrong, it's just it's not clear or it's not finished. If this start breaking off, then of course it becomes continuation. But if we start seeing reversal, then it becomes reversal, right? So correction is not finished, correction is not complete. It's a little bit hard to make a judgment call. That's why I'm happy to stay out. There's clear yen pairs like CAD yen to me was clear. Euro yen, pound yen could be clear as well. So that's Aussie yen. Nasdaq just went over that, so you're gonna have to watch that. What do you what do you usually look for in 1 week chart? What do you recommend? Only trend or what else? Well, personally, I'm just looking for higher time frame, right? Because it doesn't have to be weekly. Anything daily, weekly, or monthly to me is all higher time frame. It's just different different time frame, but it's all going to be telling you similar things, right? So for me on higher time frame, so on daily as example, when I'm looking at Canyon, it's just overall what the structure is doing. This is a previous swing high area. This is where the swing high is for the double top here. How does the price move up there? We're moving up rather correctively in this expanding structure. And then that's when I use multi-time frame analysis, go to lower time frame and see what lower time frame is doing. We move up in this ascending channel. We hit that double top on the higher time frame. We had this head and shoulder pattern. We had this impulse down and then correction to follow, right? So that's why how I use higher time frame to give me at least a bias of where the price could go, and then I go to the lower time frame to look for entries, look for confirmation, look for more confluence to add to a sell bias that I have on the higher time frame, and then using multi time frame analysis to just give me more more positive confluence to want to enter a trade. Okay. So hope that answers that question. Um, so yeah, that is all the currency pair, right? So I'll go jump into crypto. Just give me a moment. Give me a moment here. Yeah, I went over gold earlier. Gold to me is not too clear what it wants to do. I mentioned about we had this lower time frame push up. This lower time frame is somewhat bullish move, right? We had a bullish move up, correction, push up again. What is the price going to do here? Until this breaks kind of out of this correction here and then lower time frame correction, I'm still kind of neutral on this. I don't want to kind of just start buying here or selling. I want to wait for a little bit more development of this because this correction can still go on forever. We can just see price break here and then start going down once more and just correct itself longer and longer and longer because all this bullish move still needs to be correct, and this is the correction we're getting. But this is all a good thing because we could be seeing the next bullish uptrend, right? This is just one big impulse, one big correction, looking for the next impulse, right? But we wouldn't know when this correction will be finished, right? As price action trader, we're never 100% sure when the structure will finish, right? It could just finish now and take off, or it can just correct indefinitely, right? And that's just a fact bound, right? We can never be 100% sure on anything, but we would have more better confluence and bias as this correction goes because the longer and deeper this goes, or even just making one more move down, it just makes the structure, make the correction more valid, more likely to be that continuation, and we're just going to see the next bullish move. So that's what I see on gold. S&P 500, I did go over that already. Go over that just now. So S&P 500, it's the same as US 30 and NASDAQ. I'm just seeing what the price will do in this overall consolidation period. Is it going to form correction to drop down? I mentioned we don't want to get trapped when it's consolidating or correcting. We want to be a little bit more confirmation to break it down and then larger lower time frame correction to get in because there's still so much risk reward. You don't need to get trapped or FOMO in this area. You want to wait for price to just consolidation finish, and you're gonna see that confirmation breakdown or confirmation break up, right? It's okay to be a little bit more neutral. I mentioned is you don't have to right away have to have a bias right away, right? You can just wait for price to develop a little bit more clear, then to decide what you want to do with it. But for me personally, still looking for the sell. Right? The risk reward is there, just waiting for a little bit more development from the price here. I'm leaning towards gold being bearish as a certain vaccine rolls out. Could be, right? Anything is possible, right? So I don't try to speculate when it comes to things like this. This is just my approach of trading. It's just um, if I'm gonna pay attention to everything I hear or see, pretty stressed out, right? Like I'm gonna be pretty annoying when I hear one good news and then when I hear one bad news or whatever. Um, it's painful, right? So I'd rather just make it more simpler. By this approach, I'm just reacting to what the price is telling me. I don't need to care too much about what the general news are. If the gold is going to be bearish, yeah, well, I'm going to see it on the chart, right? If gold is going to be bearish, sorry, we might just see a period consolidation here, and then we see that sharp move down followed by a lower time frame correction. Then yeah, we could be looking for a sell here down to the previous low, right? So that's kind of my way to it. I'm just reacting to what the price is doing. I don't have to guess, or I don't have to, have to have a bias right away. I don't need to. Right? I'm just more neutral, more relaxed, just a way to see more development from the price. Then I will decide, hmm, if I see this and I see that, then yeah, I'm gonna have a sell bias. And then if I'm gonna have a sell bias, then I want to wait for what I want to wait for from the price to get in. Okay, so there's plans, there's thoughts on it, then keep the emotion out of it, right? That's kind of how I see it. Okay, so last week, guys, let's go over cryptos. I know we're all looking at cryptos. Let's take a look at crypto and kind of see what we have here. So I will go over those other crypto that you guys mentioned. If I missed it, just let me know. But I do see them in there. But I'll go over the ones I want to go over first, and then I'll go over those other ones that you guys point out. So what I see on Bitcoin is this. Um, I guess even in my chat, I think some of us were kind of surprised this was all the correction it made, and we were just gonna cook off from there. Kind of same as I was mentioning, it's like I was waiting for a larger correction to form. After looking back at it, this wasn't really the larger correction was forming, right? But it nevertheless is still a correction. So don't get me wrong. It's just I mentioned this in my Telegram is that um, yes, this is certainly a correction. So there's certainly a buy setup somewhere here, and if you're looking for a buy, you would get it, right? But for me at the time, I want to follow my plan. I want to see we broke up impulsively. Can we form a larger correction a little bit deeper? This is just not too long of a correction, and I was waiting for just a larger correction before I want to get in, but I didn't get into that, and the price kind of just took off from there. So there's different perspective on it. It's you can drown on it, or you can look at this as okay, so Bitcoin is moving, so likely other coins can be moving as well. There's other opportunities in other crypto, right? And likely we can still see a correction here. We can still get in after. Okay, so it's just different perspective on it, guys. You're not always going to capture all the trades because you're not a robot. You're not awake 24 hours. You're not even if you're awake 24 hours, you're just not going to capture every market, every trade, right? It doesn't happen that way. So just it's all perspective, guys. Change your perspective, keep the emotion out of the way. It's much better. So how I see Bitcoin? Well, same idea. I just want to see a larger correction here. Even sizable like this could be okay, but I want to see a correction here. I don't want to just jump in randomly. You can see when it kind of dropped above 28,000, we start seeing this decline now, right? Because again, probably a lot of people trying to buy here, and they're likely to stop out now, right? Because this is how market punish the people who are having FOMO, right? When price is moving up, many of us, myself included, didn't get in. And then when it's all-time high or 28,000, 27,000, people start panicking, they start buying, and then see price just correct a little bit and just kind of take a lot of people out. And then, and once it finished correcting, we can still see that bullish move afterwards, right? So it's important to just not be too emotional. Don't have that fear of missing out, right? You have opportunities every day, everywhere in the market. It's okay to miss trades. Everyone say Bitcoin going to millions. So if it's Bitcoin's going to a million, then you have so many opportunities to capture Bitcoin, right? If we just zoom out here on Bitcoin, if Bitcoin is going to the moon, then it's not going to go up in a straight line, right? So it's likely to form correction. It's likely to form corrections. So you're always going to capture it if you're just going to be patient, right, guys? So don't have that fear of missing out, because that's how you lose on trades. That's I speak to a lot of people. When they tell me they lose trades, it's usually because of emotions, right? Because of fear of missing out. Okay. So that's my take on Bitcoin, guys. Okay. Ethereum. Someone asked about Ethereum. Right? I do like Ethereum. I do like the overall price. Price has pretty much been moving up all the way from this. We've been moving up all the way from the bottom, right? If we zoom out here on the higher time frame, uh, this was certainly a continuation correction. We had a kind of double bottom here. Price impulsively move up, correction, move up again. You can classify this as a period of consolidation, and we move up again, right? So looking like it's good. There's just a little bit of consolidation here, but we're still moving up regardless. And lower time frame wise, we did have this kind of descending channel, kind of moving the price down once down. So we're impulsively up. We're looking pretty aggressively. So waiting to see what will happen in this area here. Um, is this going to form some sort of continuation correction? This will be nice. Excuse me. This will be nice to see a continuation correction here to push the price more and more and more. Okay, we've seen similar structure here. There is a correction here as well. But larger and deeper correction you want to see from cryptos, especially Ethereum, you see these larger bit of a consolidation before the price tend to move up afterwards. Okay. Yes, Sean, I got that. I'll go over that after I finish these. Thank you. Are your increased bar red and decline green? Yes, they are. I apologize if that's confusing you. I like to change them every periodically, so it's just I like to change them color whenever. So crypto feels much complex with 24 hours trading. So hard to see a direction right now. Feels like FOMO buying. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of how I emphasize is don't get trapped in there, right? The market is trapping a lot of impatient buyers or impatient sellers. Don't get trapped in that, right? You keep your capital at bay. You want to have capitals when the market is trending or the market is moving. You don't want to get trapped, right? It's just a Bitcoin example. It's very clear when it reached that point. You see, even in the 15-minute chart, when it hit 28,000, likely a lot of people are buying, and you see that 15-minute candle just kind of drop down by 1,000 or so, right? Kind of just tagging a lot of buyers out, right? So same idea here, right, guys? Litecoin or LTC, whatever, Litecoin. So I like Litecoin. I like how we had this larger structure. We break out, smaller continuation. We push up again. We had this correction here, and break out again. I was looking at this buy here. I didn't get in, but looking back at it, I probably should have. I like that we had this correction after breakout. One of my entry I talk about. We break out from this correction here. We had a continuation correction. We push out from there. Even though this is all kind of consolidated price action, but nevertheless, I still like this breakout from this structure. We push up impulsively, and then a continuation structure. We push out again. So I still like this, and I still see a lot of opportunity if I just zoom out here on the higher time frame. Is that if we can just impulsively break above previous high, and then again continuation correction here, and then I would certainly be looking for a long-term buy here to continue the price up to the previous top. Okay, so all-time top I meant. So continue the price to all-time top if we can break out here and then move up impulsively. So still looking good though. But if we get to the top here, if we start seeing reversal price action, if we're seeing bearish kind of move, then not interesting. Not even interesting for the sell because I want to see. I still see the overall move can be bullish if we continue this kind of fashion in this area. Okay, so that is LTC Litecoin. Any question, guys? Let me know. Which one? That's about it. That's not, yeah, so that's about it, guys. That's only few that I'm looking at. I'll go over some of you guys are asking. QNTBTC. So this is for Sean, right? So not too much data here, but if I'm seeing this, pretty much what I'm seeing here is we had this kind of larger structure that price was in, and then we kind of just impulsed all the way down here. So I'm not really seeing much here. We already impulsed down so much. This likely to continue to the previous low. Even if it forms a correction here, I'm not really interested because we're getting so close to pretty much the previous low in this area already. So price is not likely to move much more at this point. So all this is just a one bearish kind of impulse down, right? And if you weren't in there, there's no really entry at this point for me. Not really looking for a buy or sell in this area. Okay. Just zooming back here, seeing what you guys are saying. Ripple, yeah, talk about Ripple. If you guys remember, I took a loss here on Ripple. I personally took a loss here on Ripple here. To me, it was clean that I would take these entry over and over again. We had this impulse up and then larger kind of a parallel channel structure, descending channel. We had the bullish impulse up, looking for a bullish continuation and looking for buy. Personally got in around here. I recall there was a buy here. I entered at the impulse. I entered at an entry order, and the price began to kind of consolidated a low of the period. I'm happy to let the trade run. I'm happy to take a loss here if this is a deeper kind of correction. But at the end, just kind of take me out here at the end. But and then this happened. I think there's a news about Ripple with something, right? But either way, at the time of the price, I like this overall push up, right? I like the overall price action when it was only around this area. So that looks to me that well, we could potentially get the bullish continuation from this. So I'm happy to take a trade here, happy to take a loss here as well. So what I see Ripple now, because we moved down so aggressively now, it's just likely to be consolidating here a little bit. Okay, I wouldn't be jumping to anything here. You can see it kind of push down and push back again. Is this kind of a descending channel? Can we just start forming a deeper correction now because we pushed down so massively? So no, not looking to kind of jump into here until a little bit more development on the price. Okay. Hey, Gold Cartel, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you for the coin. Thank you. So that's what I see on Ripple. Okay, not too much here, guys. Don't need to get formal here either. If it's going to reverse, then let it have a little bit more bullish kind of price action, right? You know, don't get trapped in this. It's likely to just be in the larger consolidation phrase that the price is going to be, and you don't want to get trapped in here. Okay. XMR. So XMR, well, you're right. Certainly volatility pushing up this all this time, but not seeing too much here. I think this was the previous kind of structure, a continuation kind of correction from this previous move. Other than that, we kind of been pushing up a little bit erratically. So not too much here until I see a little bit more further development. Any other question, guys? So that is all the crypto ones I'm looking at for this week as well. So LTC, ETH, and Bitcoin is good. Happy to answer any questions if you guys have. Been talking about an hour and 17 minutes, so that's all the ones. That's all the market update for this week. But if you guys have any questions, I'm happy to answer some. This section will be posted on YouTube. It will be on TradingView and YouTube, both. So you can watch it on TradingView as well. You can watch it on YouTube as well. The YouTube one usually takes a couple hours later when it finish. What do you call it? When it finish like uploading or finish converting. Otherwise, it would be a little bit blurry. So you can watch it on TradingView right away. I'm pretty sure after. Thank you. I learned a lot from this. Yeah. Feel free to just subscribe to my TradingView. You can subscribe to my TradingView. You'll see all my posts. So follow me on subscribe. Follow me. Sorry, follow me on here, and then you can get all my latest updates. Okay. So what are we waiting for before entering Bitcoin? Well, I preferably, again, seeing at least a correction like this, right? Even though this wasn't deep enough correction after we break all-time high, after we break that 20,000 level. Nevertheless, it's still a correction here. I personally want to see at least 2 swing lows and 2 swing highs, right? Something like this to at least confirm a correction or structure like this. Other than that, then happy to be on the sideline. Happy to look at other crypto that could fit for bullish opportunities. Do I have any fundamental bias or all technical? All technical. Of course, I would pay attention to major news like Brexit, I don't know, U.S. presidential elections, things like that, where you hear things way ahead of times, and you'll be a little bit more cautious or entering or holding trades or whatever. But other than those, just pure price action analysis, just the overall price. I don't need any indicators or anything. I know certainly you can pair them with indicators, but sometimes when you pair with indicators, they start giving you contracting bias, meaning if the price action is looking for a buy, maybe the indicators is telling you for a sell. So to stop confusion or to eliminate all those, just eliminate all those away. Just looking at the price as how it is naturally. So. All right, everyone. Any other question, guys? It was a good stream. I see lots of new people. So, if you guys are, those of you are interested, join my group, join my Telegram. This is where I share all my analysis, all my streams, all my Q&A, all my educational videos. They're all going to post in Telegram. So if you're interested, join that. And like I said, the giveaway is in Telegram as well. If you're interested in my ebook, follow this. You'll see all you need to do is just, it takes like 1 minute to complete, and you private message me, you'll get it. Okay. And I think that's about it. Thank you for sharing. No problem. What are your top pairs? Same thing that trades I'm in. Aussie Kiwi. Just looking to see what the price will do if it's going to break out. CAD is looking great, right? So I'm looking at CAD and see what we'll do. Is this going to continue down more and more and more? Other than that, I like dollar CAD mentioned to see what the structure will do here, if it's going to form continuation. I'm not just going to jump in at this breakout. I don't see that is enough after to justify. I want to see a breakout and then continuation perhaps. Pound yen is one of those. Waiting for a little bit more development here on the price, preferably seeing correction here, like ascending channel or reversal structure, whatever it is. It's something that's going to show me that it's going to be a bearish reversal down. Okay, I do like pound yen. Other than that, sugar is definitely one of them. Sugar is definitely one that I will be looking for the buy. See price breaks out here. Just waiting for a sizable lower time frame correction like this, or something like this would be ideal for a potential buy here to the top. Sugar is actually my favorite. Now that I look back at it, certainly sugar would be nice buy here if we get that confirmation buy here. Silver could be something. All this is just market open during just last hour or so. Even if this continue push up to the double top, I would still be interested. Okay, if I see a bearish reversal, a bearish sell, it's in this area where price is at. It makes me more interested. Okay, it's just waiting to see what will happen here. This can just be start going into a deeper correction, right? We see these deeper correction, and I want to see deeper correction, just like previous move has happened, right? Deeper correction. We move up in ascending way. We always move up in this ascending kind of format, right? Same idea here, and then looking for the sell down afterwards. So silver is also looking good. So silver and sugar, and then like I said, currency is the other ones I just mentioned. Crypto, ETH could be something. Waiting to see what we'll do in this area. And Bitcoin, Litecoin, same idea. Waiting to see what we'll do in this area as well. Bitcoin, like I said, I would prefer to see some sort of correction, some sort of structure, at least 2 swing highs and 2 swing lows. Okay. So that is it, guys. So that is it. So looking forward to this week, guys. Be patient out there, and then be a little bit patient, just waiting for setup to happen. Okay, so I will see you guys next time. I'm gonna go make a trade recap video after, so I'll post that in TradingView on YouTube after. So I'll make that for trade recap for the last week, and then I will make another live stream on Tuesday or so. Okay, so I'll chat with you guys next time. So be safe out there, be healthy, and wish everyone Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. All right, thank you very much.